Hi guys, I wanted to share a tip with you about when I am out and about, if I'm wearing my Plexus attire, or sometimes even when I'm not, if I run into people, the types of things that possibly happen and how to handle those situations. If I am out and about and I'm wearing Plexus attire and people ask me what is Plexus, sometimes it can throw you for a loop and you're like, okay, I don't know exactly what to say to this person. And I have found that it seems like the best way to go about it is to keep the conversation casual, give them limited information rather than like pouring lots and lots of information on them. People tend to get overwhelmed when you do that, and I also think it's kind of a turnoff. And give them limited information, but also figure out a way to be able to extend the conversation later. And so, for example, here's what I do. This is whether I'm wearing Plexus attire or not. And even if they don't ask me about Plexus, sometimes I'll have a conversation with someone. This happens to me all the time, like in Ross or Hobby Lobby. It usually happens when I'm by myself, because I think people are more inclined to just begin talking to you if you're not already with someone else that you're talking to. So if someone just says something to me like, have you ever used this before? Do you know anything about this? Whatever. I just let the conversation flow naturally, like as if I don't sell anything. And as the conversation unfolds, I typically find a way, and this is the key, ready for this? I find a way to ask the person to add me on social media. And you're like, that's weird. It doesn't ever come off as weird. And here's how I do it. For example, if it happens to me in Hobby Lobby and this person is doing a home improvement project, or they're asking me about my home improvement project or whatever, I will say, as we're about to walk off from each other, I haven't mentioned Plexus. I will just say something to them like, hey, I would love to see what your cabinets look like after you do that crackling thing. Are you on Facebook? Are you going to post a picture of that? And then I'll take my phone, I'll take my app open the Facebook app, put my finger on the cursor area of the search bar, or put my cursor on the search bar, and hand my phone to them, let them type their own name in. And I'll say, go ahead and send yourself a friend request. And they will send themselves a friend request. And then while I'm still talking to those people, finishing off the conversation, I take my phone back from them and I use the home key and the side key to screen capture their name while their profile is still up. While I'm just talking to them, I just casually do that. That way I can follow up later without having to be like, what'd she say her name was? How do you spell her name? Whatever. And I can just follow up later and send them a message and just say something like, it was really nice to meet you today. And in fact, there may be people on my team right now that are like, that's what you did to me. That's how she found me. And I don't really like to make everything in my life about Plexus, even though it can sort of become addicting to where it's like, oh my gosh, everybody needs Plexus. Well, that's true. Everybody needs Plexus. But if we come off like that, it's sort of a turn off to people. And they're like, we seem a little bit like we might be a little bit nuts. So when you're out and about and you see people and you think, man, I'd like to prospect her. To me, the long-term prospect is usually a lot more fruitful, as in, they add you on Facebook, you begin to talk to them about their home improvement project, or basically you just say, hey, it was nice to meet you, and that person's human nature will take over. I love to let human nature take over. I love to let nosy people be nosy, because then they want to come over and look and see if you're married, do you have kids, what do your kids look like, do they go to the school with their kids, and whatever it is that, oh, can you see? Okay. So basically, let their human nature kick back in. Let them come over and just nose around on your profile, and they're going to see what you do, and they'll either be interested in paying attention to what you do or not. The more that they come and look at your profile, the more likely Facebook is to show them things about you, about what you do, show your posts to them. And so, I also highly encourage you, this is an organic way to prospect people without them feeling like you're stalking them, is you can go onto their profile from time to time. This is whether it's a brand new prospect or even someone you've known forever, and begin to comment on their photos, like posts that they make, and over time Facebook will begin to naturally show your posts to them and their posts to you, so that you are actually becoming friends, even if they're a brand new friend. So to me, this is a great way to get new people added to your Facebook that are people, and even if nothing Plexus ever comes out of it, it's a great way to make new contacts, possibly even get referrals out of the situation, because people who genuinely like you and think that you are an authentic person are more likely to remember what it is that you do. And when they hear of someone who struggles with something that you talk about on Facebook, they're more likely to remember and tell other people about it. So I hope this video helps you guys.